Movement is something we associate with larger organisms, fish, birds, even humans. But what about creatures invisible to the naked eye? How do microorganisms move? The answer lies in their diverse strategies, from Flagella to Pseudopodia. Let's dive into the microscopic world to discover their fascinating methods. At the very beginning, let's take a closer look at one of the representatives of euglenids. It's fascinating to observe how this organism moves. The specimen we're likely seeing here uses its flagellum for locomotion. Interestingly, we can notice that it has an additional flagellum, presumably serving an active role in gathering food. The absence of chlorophyll or other pigments indicates that it does not produce food through photosynthesis, the process that relies on light. So, the first method of microorganism movement is the use of flagella, which these organisms utilize to propel themselves. This adaptation allows them to navigate their environment efficiently, whether to search for nutrients, escape unfavorable conditions, or, in some cases, optimize their exposure to specific resources. In contrast, take a look at the euglena visible now. It contains chlorophyll, the green pigment, which allows it to produce food using sunlight. When light is available, euglena doesn't need to actively seek out food. The movement of flagellates is quite diverse. Observe how gracefully and slowly euglena moves, often spinning in a spiral motion. This raises an interesting question. If euglena relies on photosynthesis, why does it need to move at all? Now, focus on the red spot visible in its structure. This is called the stigma, or eye spot, which enables euglena to move toward light. Yes, it can detect light and navigate toward it to optimize the photosynthesis process. Next, you can see some of the most well-known organisms, bacteria. They also move, and intriguingly, they have flagella too. However, their flagella function differently. They rotate rapidly, working like a tiny motor to propel the bacteria forward. Despite this difference, their flagella also serve a locomotory function. Some microorganisms rely on cilia, short, numerous extensions that work together like synchronized oars on a boat. This form of movement is especially common among ciliates, such as Paramecium. Each cilium moves in a coordinated wave-like pattern, propelling the organism forward with precision. Cilia are not only efficient, but also incredibly versatile. Beyond locomotion, ciliates use these structures to direct food particles toward their oral groove, combining movement with feeding. In other words, cilia serve a dual purpose: transportation and sustenance. Observe closely as the Paramecium's cilia beat in perfect harmony. It's a symphony of motion at the microscopic level. This intricate coordination highlights just how complex and effective these organisms are, despite their size. Next, we delve into amoeboid movement, a method used by organisms like amoebas. Instead of external structures like flagella or cilia, amoebas rely on pseudopodia, cytoplasmic extensions that stretch and contract to pull the cell forward. It's as if the organism reshapes itself to move. Amoeboid movement may appear slow, but it's incredibly efficient for navigating uneven surfaces and engulfing food particles. This process, called phagocytosis, allows amoebas to extend their pseudopodia around prey and absorb it into their cell body. Take a closer look at this dynamic process. The amoeba's movement isn't just about reaching a destination, it's a constant adaptation to its environment. Each pseudopodium it forms is a response to external cues, showcasing the organism's remarkable ability to adjust. Finally, we have gliding and passive movement, methods used by organisms like cyanobacteria and plankton. Here, we see two representatives of cyanobacteria. Oscillatoria glides across surfaces by secreting mucus or utilizing specialized proteins, enabling smooth and subtle motion. In contrast, Anabina relies primarily on passive movement, floating with the help of gas vesicles that allow it to regulate its position in the water column. On the other hand, plankton, such as the diatoms you see now, relies entirely on external forces like water currents to drift through their environment. Though it may seem passive, this strategy is perfectly suited to their ecological niche, allowing them to thrive with minimal energy expenditure. Let's take another look. Notice how these organisms interact with their surroundings, moving in harmony with the forces around them. It's a reminder that nature always finds a way, even in the smallest and simplest of forms. With gliding and passive movement, we complete our exploration of the many ways microorganisms move. But each of these methods tells a unique story, reflecting the incredible diversity of life at the microscopic level. Let's recap. From propelling with flagella to reshaping with pseudopodia, microorganisms showcase an astonishing array of movement strategies. These adaptations are essential for their survival, growth, and interaction with the world around them. Exploring their motion gives us a glimpse into the complexity of life, even at its smallest scales. Be sure to subscribe and join us for more captivating journeys into the unseen world. Thank you for watching.